from the station working for you. This is an RTV6 special report.
We need to slow the spread, and we need to do it now.
Indiana is now among the growing list of states issuing an order to stay at home to help stop the spread of the coronavirus. Good evening to you. I'm Amanda Starrentino. Mark has the night off. The new order takes effect at 11:59 p.m. tomorrow and goes through April 6th. It could be extended. The statewide order is mandatory. Governor Eric Holcomb made the announcement today. His office says unless you work for an essential business or are doing an essential activity, you must stay home. Right now, the Indiana Department of Health is reporting 7 confirmed COVID-19 deaths, 259 positive cases, and 1,960 people tested. While those numbers may seem low to some people, the governor says these latest restrictions are critical to prevent the healthcare system from getting overwhelmed.
Think about this. On March 1st, New York had 1 positive confirmed case of coronavirus. Today, 22 days later, they have more than 15,000, and it's growing, not slowing. Their hospitals are being overrun. That's what we're trying to manage and avoid.
For more specific details about the governor's order, including what qualifies as essential business or travel, go to our website at theindychannel.com. And businesses that will be able to operate under these new restrictions include restaurants, many of which have switched to delivery and carry-out only over the last week. RTV6 reporter Cameron Riddle visited his place eatery on the east side and found out that switch is harder for some businesses than others.
Social distancing and not being able to eat inside. That's the new normal for Indiana restaurants that are now depending on carry-out to carry them through.
Order up.
Thank you.
Well, we do soul food and barbecue.
It's a new chapter for James Jones and his staff at his place eatery. The Eastside restaurant that says it serves simply good food is among the thousands of Indiana restaurants adjusting to life in a health pandemic.
We're kind of fortunate, like about 60% of our business was carry out anyway. So for us, it wasn't a matter of flipping a switch and going to carry out. It was more a matter of figuring out how to do carry out in this environment and do it efficiently.
Right now at his place, customers can call in their order, wait outside, and a runner will bring their food outside to them. Jones says coming up with a working and sanitary system was an adjustment for his business, but says it won't be as easy for restaurants just learning the carry-out game.
That's a whole different ballgame because you have a marketing issue where people didn't know you were doing carry out.
Right. Jones says after educating customers, there are still other battles, including ordering carry-out supplies you didn't need before, changing how much food the restaurant orders, and how many hours the employees are working. Jones says while business is slowed and he's had to cut hours to make up for what at minimum would be a 40% loss, he's optimistic for the end of the pandemic, which he's looking at week by week.
From a mental standpoint, it's probably easier to deal with those bite-sized pieces. You know what I'm saying? Just give me a bite-sized piece that I can kind of take care of. If it changes, that's cool. But just tell me when it changes. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me, don't give me too much to think about right now.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And like his place eatery, many local restaurants and small businesses are staying open to serve you and your family during this tough time. We Are Open Indy is a new effort to connect you with those businesses. You can find an extensive list of restaurant and other essential businesses that are open on our website, theindychannel.com. And efforts to provide economic relief during this pandemic are stalling in Washington. Negotiations are still underway on a massive stimulus package. ABC's Trevor Alt reports more than a dozen states are taking steps similar to Indiana to prevent the spread of the virus.
Tonight, 1 in 4 Americans is staying at home. At least 17 states have imposed restrictions, closing businesses, forcing people to work from home, or forcing them out of jobs altogether. In some locations, law enforcement threatening to crack down on people who ignore the warnings to stay apart.
Certainly this is going to be bad, and we're trying to make it so that it's much, much less bad.
Treating those who are already sick is in many cases leading to a shortage of supplies. The chief of surgery at Columbia University warning in a memo to staff the hospital is burning through 40,000 masks every day, when on a normal day they'd use just 4,000.
Am I going to run into this room to save this patient, or am I going to take the time to try and scramble and find a mask?
With more than 20,000 people infected in New York State, New York City's Javits Center, the city's convention facility, now being turned into a hospital. While on the way to New York, a Navy hospital ship is expected to soon depart. And across the country, the Mercy has already left port on its way to Los Angeles. In Washington, growing frustration over the nearly $2 trillion stimulus bill, now blocked twice by Democrats who say it puts big business ahead of American workers. And President Trump perhaps growing impatient with the country shutting down, saying America cannot let the cure be worse than the problem itself.
America will again and soon be open for business, very soon, a lot sooner than 3 or 4 months that somebody was suggesting.
Here in New York, they're moving forward with trials for a new drug therapy the president has been pushing, the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine, and antibiotics usually referred to as a Z-Pak. The president says they could be a game changer, but any effectiveness is still unproven. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
And as Indiana prepares for a surge in COVID-19 cases, an emergency operations center is up and running. Governor Holcomb says the goal is to maximize hospital capacity and provide joint coordination. It's a partnership with the state, City of Indianapolis, and all hospital systems in Marion County. The center is tracking the inventory of all hospital beds, supplies, and personnel as the number of COVID-19 patients grows. And IU Health representatives tell RTV6 they are grateful to people and companies that are offering to donate supplies. Suggested items include respiratory masks, facial and eye protection, general personal protective equipment, hand sanitizer with 70% alcohol content, and disinfectants. If you would like to donate, send an email to the address you see on your screen. You can also find this contact info at theindychannel.com. The IU Health Supply Chain Operations team will work with you to assess each donation, including homemade face masks. And tomorrow, Eli Lilly will expand drive-through coronavirus testing to include Indianapolis first responders. Testing started today for healthcare workers working on the front lines of the outbreak. That includes physicians, nurses, pharmacists, and allied healthcare professionals. Eli Lilly says first-line responders should contact their management starting tomorrow for instructions. Now, the drive-through testing is not available to the general public at this point. And it's become a common sight as families stock up for social distancing, empty shelves in stores. More people are buying in bulk. RTV6's Cornelius Hawker shows you excessive hoarding is more than just an inconvenience for those who are already considered high risk during the coronavirus pandemic.
Every time I go to another store, I deal with another group of people and another shopping cart that could be infected, you know.
That's Mike Galloway talking about how mass buying is putting people like him in difficult situations.
Open the freezer door at the store. That door has been touched by how many people?
Mike's over the age of 60 and is a diabetic, a potentially deadly combination if he or others like him develop COVID-19, according to the CDC. His diabetes is under control, but Mike tells me he was able to do that mostly through eating the right foods, something that's hard now for him and all the other diabetics.
You have to go around to a lot of stores right now to find what they needed, probably. Like fresh fruits, fresh vegetables are more difficult to find right now than they were. The protein that you could choose, the proteins would be more limited than they were, normally.
During this difficult time, Mike knows people are only doing what they feel like is necessary, but he wants you to think about others the next time you go shopping.
Your top priority is take care of yourself, but there are other people that need things too, and you have to kind of think about how much do you really need.
Working for you, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
Cornelius also spoke with David Miller. He's the registered nurse who helped Mike lose more than 100 pounds, getting his diabetes under control. Just like diabetes, David says anyone with a chronic illness should be taking some extra precautions during this pandemic.
Whether it's, COPD or asthma or anything like that, same things apply. Make sure that you have enough of your medications and testing or meters or whatever the inhalers, whatever the case may be.
Whatever illness you're managing, you are encouraged to talk to your doctor to make sure you have what you need for an extended amount of time. But still, call ahead before showing up to the doctor's office to avoid potential exposure to coronavirus. And if you need help feeding your family during this tough time, several organizations and agencies are providing free meals. Lunch and dinner are available at several Indy Parks locations, like here at Washington Park on the northeast side. Organizers encourage people to come out and get what they need.
Please use these services. We understand that at times like this, when school is out, we do know that most of the children receive at least 2 meals during the day just because they're enrolled in school.
The Indy Parks meals are served Monday through Friday. You can find a complete list of locations and times on our website at theindychannel.com. There you can also find info about other free meal programs offered across central Indiana. Kevin.
Here's a headline for you. Warmer days ahead this week. We'll talk about highs close to 70. We'll put a day of the week with that shortly. 38, that's our current temperature. It's possible we have some light fog overnight. Not expecting any rain tonight or tomorrow morning. Your trip to work will be dry. Temperatures, they'll move to 41 by the time we get to mid to late morning. We stay cloudy. The wind in the morning not as strong as it will be in the afternoon. It'll start to gust a little bit more. 53, the magic number tomorrow. Rain chances hold off until late. For many of us, it will be closer to sunset or after, and that's mainly in the southern half of the state. There are your high temperatures from around 50 degrees to the north to the low 50s to the south. The chance of rain, as I mentioned, increasing in the evening. Still to come, we'll talk about that warmth, how long we hold on to it, and the changes that arrive for Friday and the weekend coming up.
Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative committed to connecting you to jobs and resources, and that mission is more important than ever. With the coronavirus outbreak wiping out thousands of jobs, coming up, the latest companies to announce they are hiring more workers right away. And from funeral home directors to elementary school teachers, how Hoosiers are working together to get through this pandemic and economic crisis.
Days ahead, Toyota.
From the station working for you, this is an RTV6 special report.
Welcome back. Tens of thousands of people are losing their jobs due to closures and cancellations related to the coronavirus outbreak. And because of that, RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers initiative is more committed than ever to connecting you to job opportunities and resources. Several retailers and shipping companies that are considered essential businesses are adding thousands of positions immediately to keep up with demand during this state of emergency. Dollar General plans to add up to 50,000 employees by the end of April, nearly double its normal hiring rate. Papa John's is adding up to 20,000 jobs, and Spherion Greenwood is hiring material handlers. Starting pay is $17 per hour, with opportunities to make an additional $3 to $11 per hour based on performance. You can find links to apply to those positions and many other job openings around Central Indiana at hiringhoosiers.com. Many local businesses are working together to help employees and other people in the community who are struggling as the outbreak continues. Glenn E. George & Son Funeral Home is providing special Corona care bags for senior citizens in Shelby County. The bags include hand sanitizer, toilet paper, tissues, and a can of soup. Brent George says a couple of hundred bags have already been delivered.
Just trying to help our seniors out. We're just trying to give back to our community and help out in a small way. We're going to deliver until we run out of supplies or the calls quit coming in.
If you are 65 or older and live in Shelby County, you can reserve a care bag by calling 317-398-4599 between 9 to 4. Pickup and delivery are being offered. Communities are also working together to keep each other entertained and help boost spirits. One growing trend to help do that is teacher parades. Today, educators from Noble Crossing and White River Elementary Schools decorated their cars and paraded through student neighborhoods. The teachers honked and waved while maintaining a safe distance.
I had the unique opportunity to work on both sides, being an employee as well as being a parent. And I know what a stressful time this is. So the fact that the teachers wanted to do this to show love to us, and we want to show love back to them and how much we appreciate everyone's work during this time.
Similar teacher parades have been held across the country in recent days. And we want to hear more stories of Hoosiers working together during this tough time. Share the positive efforts going on in your community by emailing us at workingforyou@rtv6.com. Kevin, I love that. I love seeing a warming trend on your screen.
Oh, you're going to love feeling it. We just have to wait for it. The parade for the students today was perfect. Every teacher a grand marshal, and the weather was dry. This is what Amanda's talking about, and it really peaks on Thursday. That's the mild side of the story. It does turn wet, but we've got a lot of dry time in here as well. I'll find that for you. I know you're probably itching to at least get out and walk in the neighborhood, get out in the yard, and enjoy some fresh air. Tomorrow night, that's the most likely time for rain in the next 24 hours, and it's most likely south of Interstate 70. Then we're dry Wednesday. We're back to rain becoming likely Thursday night, then periods of rain in that stretch Friday and Saturday. That's probably where the bulk of this rain that I show you is going to come late week into the first part of the weekend. May have some heavy rain once again, and potentially some strong storms Friday night into Saturday morning. It's too early to say exactly on that, but we'll keep that in mind. 38 is the temperature in Indy. Temperatures won't change too much more from now, maybe a handful of degrees. 41 in Muncie, 41 in Lafayette, just depending on cloud cover. Highs tomorrow, we make our attempt to get to 50, and in most cases we'll be successful, but barely north of Indy. Lower 50s along Interstate 70, and then lower 50s to the south. Notice the rain chances, it takes a while to really develop, probably around sunset or after, especially to the south, that the rain develops. 7 o'clock, there are the showers, more organized rain to the south, and then that's quickly out of here, which will give us a dry Wednesday. As far as rainfall potential, it's greater once you get from Bloomington to Columbus south. Shouldn't be that heavy there either. Wednesday forecast includes some sunshine, temperatures that make the next jump close to 60 degrees. Highs to the north will be a little cooler than that. Then as we move toward the end of the week, that's where our rain chances come back Thursday night. But we hit 68 Thursday afternoon. Friday 65 degrees with rain and some thunderstorms. 7-day forecast into the weekend we go. Saturday still rain and thunderstorms. Some of those may be strong overnight into Saturday morning. From 63 and wet Saturday, we dry out and cool off only slightly. Sunday, 59 degrees. We're dry Monday as well.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Now back to the impact of the coronavirus outbreak. It has essentially shut down the sports industry, but NASCAR has found a way to still compete through a simulated race. For many, including an Indiana racer, it was just like the real thing. Dave First explains in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
The scenics looked the same, so did the cars, but this was all virtual in something called iRacing, and yesterday's simulated race in Homestead was a big hit.
I get the sense that fans are clamoring for more. This could be like a weekly thing now, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be.
25-year-old Chase Briscoe was in from the beginning. Three-time winner in NASCAR's Xfinity Series, the Mitchell, Indiana native picked up the prestigious Rookie of the Year award last year and joined us from North Carolina.
I've been racing online since I was literally 6 or 7 years old. I've been on iRacing since 2011, and you know, like you said, met a ton of my buddies on there, but never in a million years thought, you know, we'd be racing on live television. And it's just a testament to how good early iRacing is.
He competed from the comfort of his own home, social distancing at its best, with a rig built by an Indy-based company called R-Laps.
Mine's one of the full motion ones, so you can see right here and right there, those are actually going to move. So my whole simulator will move up and down and left to right.
Creating a true feel for what it's like inside an actual race car.
This is the key to really, I think, being a good sim racer is you got to have really good pedals.
And there's more.
I don't know if fans really truly appreciate this, but you guys do use this equipment going into whatever race weekend it is. There's real value to this, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure. So iRacing goes in and they actually laser scan every single racetrack.
Wow.
So literally every single bump that's there in real life is there in the simulator. You know, every billboard's the exact same. So if you go by visual markers, for example, you know, you can lift the same spot in the sim that you would in real life.
For the record, it was Denny Hamlin who edged out Dale Earnhardt Jr. to win the race. Chase in the 98 car finished fourth.
Last thing I know how competitive you are. Tell me you're disappointed you didn't win this race.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I was way more nervous running yesterday than I ever am in real life. For whatever reason, this sim racing stuff, even when we're not on TV, it seems like it feels like your heart's beating out of your chest for whatever reason.
A little something for those needing a virus-free distraction. Call it a spin. In more ways than one. Dave First, RTV6 Sports.
And several drivers announced they will donate $5,000 to benefit families affected by COVID-19 in the Homestead, Florida area. And the economic impact of the coronavirus outbreak has many people worried about their 401ks. Coming up, experts share a perspective that could help ease your mind about your financial future.
0 first month payment and 0 to its signing. Practically just sign then drive.
From the station working for you, this is an RTV6 special report.
The economic impact of the coronavirus outbreak is making money an even bigger source of stress for many people. That includes worrying about making ends meet now and in the future. Scripps reporter Alicia Nieves is asking what the uncertainty means for retirement plans.
The coronavirus pandemic has sent the U.S. financial markets on a downward spiral.
A lot of people are scared. They don't quite understand what they're seeing, especially the average investor who is not following day to day.
Working from home like many right now, Kelly Lannon with Fidelity Investments spoke with us, saying most people looking at their 401ks who are rightfully worried have to be careful making their next move.
Market volatility can really be nerve-wracking.
Fidelity is advising the best move right now for most is actually no move at all.
It is really a good idea to stay the course. I don't know if you've seen this lately, Alicia, but I've seen on Instagram the whole don't touch your face, don't touch your 401k. I know it's meant to be a joke, but take that seriously.
We know from behavioral finance that people make very, very bad decisions when they panic.
Bob Stammers is with the Charter Financial Analyst Institute. He reiterates holding on to your investments because selling off your stocks could be the worst thing you do now.
If they do sell, they're going to be selling in a bad market. They're basically going to be doing what people tell you not to do, which is sell low and then buy high when the market comes back, right?
Historically, the market always rebounds. In 2008, it took 5 years. In 2015, about 13 months. Experts say over time, even with major downswings, those who stay invested still see an annual 8 to 9% return on average.
People didn't think we were going to get through that 2008 crisis. Remember? Yeah. I mean, it took a while, 60%. They said, that's it. This is never coming back. It's never going to be like this again. And then after it did come back, you know, the return on the market was like 17%.
The stay the course advice applies to most, those who have time to wait out the market. But if you are closer to retirement or in it, you may want to get individual advice from a financial professional who is a fiduciary, someone legally required to put your interest over theirs. I'm Alicia Nieves reporting.
And today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down about 580 points, a drop of 3%. We'll be right back.
2020 Nissan Altima.
Once again, there were a lot of new developments today regarding the coronavirus, the fight to contain it, and the impact on the economy and daily life. You can find everything you need to know anytime on our website at theindychannel.com/coronavirus. Kevin.
Dry in the morning. The rain chances increase tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, especially south of Indy. We're dry Wednesday. Look at the temperature trend tomorrow, 45 at noon, lower 50s in the afternoon.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. GMI starts at 4:30 a.m.